Charles the Fourth.
That was almost perfect. Bloody loading. Well, welcome back to another Kingdom Come and Deliverance. Done my penance, and now I gotta return to your hunker. Didn't take too long actually, and I could have gotten attacked on the way, but chose not to be. So I just went around them, which is perfect. Now I go back and kill them. Hey, they're bandits. I'm allowed to kill bandits. Don't have any quests along the way though. Yohanka, Kuno, the book Necronomicon. Lullaby potion. Not really. It's two in right high. Neuhoff has nothing. In the glade has two. Pretty sure I just only want to do one. So I don't want to steal. Yes. I never stole anything. It was just that and I have another thing, Privis Lovets. I guess I could go to Privis Lovets right now.
Yeah.
Not really heading in the right direction, but well. There's the mill. We could go talk to them, see if they're actually there. Well, everything's burnt down. Not really everything, but most things are burnt down. Not rebuilding. People didn't come back. We killed them. Sit. On what? We're no Tawny. Don't care about no Tawny. Is there someone in there? Or something in there? Can I even go in there? Perfect. I can sleep and save in here if I want. I remember one of these used to have a chest in it. Now I could take some stuff out of. Oh well, moving on. So I was at the mill. Now I want to head over here to the woodcutter's camp. Interesting sight. Interesting indeed. Someone was here. Eating something. Usually these have items in there, right? I don't see no items. It's like sage. Not so interesting after all.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here at the woodcutters. Take the highest road in. The northernmost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fish trap. Don't care about no fish trap.
Can't leave now. I still have obligations here.
Yeah. One mere pig. Yeah.
Alright, let's do a judgment.
Rook and Lumiere, a known pair of troublemakers. Fighting again, are you? What's it this time?
Rook is a filthy, thieving magpie.
This bastard is a fucking liar.
No, you can insult each other in your own time, not mine. What happened?
As you know, Master Bailiff, I've got a daughter, and this Rook here has a son. And like you'd expect, the son is as much of a beast as his old man. He put a belly on my girl, and then turned his back on her.
A likely tale, you lying scoundrel. We're a decent, honest family, sir. But that daughter of his, nothing but a whore she is. She seduced my son. And what's more, this thieving bastard stole my cow, too.
Enough swearing. One at a time, and settle down.
Yes.
What's this about stealing a cow?
When that no-good son of his wouldn't do the right thing by my daughter, Rook here agreed in the end to give me a cow as compensation for her honor.
And I did. Only then, that slut ran off with some minstrel. Where's the honor in that? And besides, it could be anyone's brat she's carrying.
Tell me more about your daughter.
Pretty as a picture, and a good lass. A little flighty. She had her head turned by that coxcomb, and he put her in the family way. And then he wouldn't marry her. And who else would take her with a youngster? So we agreed on a cow in compensation.
That much is true. Only, I'm sure you'll agree, Master Bailiff, where there's no honor to lose, there's nothing to compensate. A girl that runs off with some wandering jester.
What could she do when she couldn't show her face in public? That's what you paid for.
What about this son of yours?
Well, he ain't the brightest star in the sky, but he's a kind soul and a good worker. That slut of a daughter of Lumiere's got him all worked up, got herself pregnant, and then broke his heart. I talked him out of marrying her myself, because I'd rather give this bastard my best cow than my son.
I won't listen to this. That boy is a simpleton and a brute. And for sure, my daughter never went with him of her own free will.
I wanted no more to do with Lumiere or his damn daughter, so I agreed to the compensation instead of marriage. And no sooner was the deal done than the slut ran off. And I want my cow back.
You'll get nothing. A deal is a deal. It's your fault I've lost my one and only daughter.
I've heard enough to know how things really stand.
Girl ran off, so Rook should get his cow back, or the deal stands, Lumiere keeps the cow. And there's no honor lost, and there's no compensation. I think Lumiere should just keep the cow, even if she ran off with a jester.
A bargain is a bargain. Whatever unforeseen may happen. The cow belongs to Lumiere.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir. I never doubted your wisdom.
You call that justice? I won't stay another minute in a village where the bailiff takes a hand in daylight robbery.
Reputation gained. Hello, Rook.
Learn how to ride a horse, idiot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very easy and straightforward to get to Skullets. Yeah, the other times I just crossed the bridge, it's like, well, why didn't I end up in Skullets? Well, there's your answer. That was the wrong way.
Yeah.
Let's visit Skullets Castle. Let's see who I could shoot in the way.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't really shoot him. I can't really tell who's enemy.
You call that cop?
Come here, lonely liver. Well now, look what's come crawling out from under some rock. Come on!
Very nice. Is that good? Is he dead? Alright, now let's loot the dead body. Money! I need money! Give me all the money. Damn bandits.
What have we here?
So many dead guards. I believe that's it, just 3 of them. Oh well, moving on. Never really checked my stables. Horse trader. It's not like he's gonna sell me a better horse, is he? Eh, probably not. What I can do is just go Dune.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll take me to Sasso.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, what's so interesting? What's the interesting bit, huh? What happened here? Where's this? Bad potion? Okay, fine wine? Oh yeah, yeah. I'll take it all, why not? Hey, what?
There's the good. That's my boy.
Yeah,
Look what I've got. You'll love this.
got some cracklings. I can eat from a bowl as well. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what this accident is. Okay. Yeah, take a left here.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh my fucking god, every fucking bush. Now, are they enemies?
Well, I
They are.
the pictures up willingly
To
for the
arms!
slaughter.
Get over here!
Is that the best you can do? Huh. I didn't know.
Ah!
You going to cry?
I'll slaughter you!
Well then.
I'll send you straight to hell.
What's the matter?
Come on.
Got weak at the knees, have you?
You call that combat?
Fuck!
Enough! You can't be. Leave me be.
No.
No, forget it. Now you die. Kurva.
That's right. Apparently one of them got away.
Hey! Who's there? Who's there? What's that? What's going on?
To heal, mutt.
What's that? What's... Mother of God!
Nick?
The fools came back just to die. Oh, I stumbled onto this without realizing it.
What do you want here? I don't know you.
I'm here at the command of the royal hetman, Sir Radzig Kabila.
Radzig Kobila, the king's hetman. I see.
I'm here to place you under arrest.
I gathered as much. And you came alone. Ha! Very daring of you, I must say. What are you doing in here, youngster? Are you new here? Go outside. They'll tell you there what to do.
I am new around here, but I don't need to be told what to do. I've got a very clear idea about that.
What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Have you brought a message from the Hungarian or something?
Didn't we just
My
have
name is
a...
Henry, and I'm here under orders from Sir Radzig.
Didn't we just have a conversation?
See. And I am Sir Jezek, Baron of Ronau. But I can't imagine what you would want with me. You must be in the wrong place.
I don't think so.
Wrong place, huh?
I'm on the trail of a gang of counterfeiters. You're quite clearly in charge here, so I'd like to have a word or two with you, sir.
Of course, I'll be glad to. What is it?
Not here.
What is it?
I'd like to ask you to accompany me to Ratai.
To the gallows.
You mean to arrest me? Dear boy, why, you're all alone.
I don't need anyone else.
I'll manage. Sometimes even a king can be deposed without an army.
So I'm a king now, and you want to dethrone me? By the way, who betrayed me?
Nobody, as it happens.
Yeah, as it happens.
So how did you find this place?
Stumbled across
Same
it.
way you did.
What do you mean?
I just thought about what would be the best place to hide a counterfeiting workshop in this area, and arrived at the same conclusion as you.
Great minds think alike. But I hope you don't imagine I'm just going to follow meekly after you like a lamb to the slaughter.
You have nowhere to go.
And where would you want to go?
Anywhere. Anywhere else is preferable to Kobila's dungeon.
Really? You can't go to Moravia. The Margrave himself is after you there. And in Bohemia, the kings may change, but the coin remains, my friend.
What do you mean?
Whoever gets to be king, they can't afford to have someone forging money.
Do you think I'm doing this on my own?
No, but when the kingdom's back in order, and it'll be time to shut this little operation down, they'll be only too happy to let you take the blame. Counterfeiting money gets no clemency.
It doesn't matter. Kobila will string me up from the highest tree in any case.
Maybe.
Hmm.
You're very shrewd and very persuasive. And you might know a few things that are worth more than your life. It's up to you. Either you give yourself up and try to make a deal with Sir Radzig, or you'll be on the run for the rest of your life.
Yes.
A deal with Sir Radzig. It's true they say he's a canny man.
If you cooperate, you stand a chance.
Oh, very well then. May as well climb straight into the maw of the beast.
So let's go. Master Fayfar will be itching to ask you a few questions.
Well, that was
Good work, Henry.
something.
Thank you, Master Fayfar. It wasn't easy, I can tell you.
Accidentally stumbled into that.
Good look around there.
And what should I do?
You should get some rest and go to Rate. In the meantime, Sir Radzig will have this wretch questioned. Maybe he'll get something useful out of him.
All right. I'll see you in Ratai then.
I was just passing by. I saw some bandits, and they were camped outside a mine shaft. So I went in the mine shaft, and well, there he was. Well, I guess that worked out. Completely skipped an entire quest line. But hey, that's okay.
Master Blacksmith, I've got a great offer for you.
Not now. First I've got to...
It's unique, I guess I'll keep it. How about
Can we do something?
Well,
can make it 0?
aye, for that amount I can be persuaded.
Let's repair. Sometimes it's good to get small repair kits, because you know they'll all be in one place. Sometimes it's just too much to manage. Anyway, we did that. Wonder if Ulrich is still there. Knight Sir Ulrich of Moravia. That's why Henry knew that the Margrave himself is after him. I don't think I see him here. He's still here. Well, completely skipped out on
Yeah,
Ulrich. Oh well.
yeah.
Find out what happened to you, Henka. What? Is she not here? Adela, what happened to your Henka?
God save. How may I help you? Good night.
How are things going here?
Quite well. It's a lot of work, but I have a feeling I'm doing something useful. Johanka and brother Nicodemus showed me what to do, and I already know a thing or two.
Sounds good.
I have a roof over my head, enough to eat, and they even pay me a bit. It's really quite fine.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear it. And you've had no trouble from anyone?
No, everyone has been kind. It's sweet of you to care, Henry. God be with you.
Yes. Matthias. Matthias. Am I supposed to find out what happened to your Henka? Elias? No.
God be with you.
Nicodemus.
What happened to Johanka?
Yeah.
Nothing good, I'm sorry to say. She was locked up by the papal inquisitor Bishop Yaroslav of Benešov. It seems he somehow caught wind of this preaching of hers. He's accused her of spreading heresy and had her placed under arrest.
Jesus Christ. What's going to happen to her?
Yeah.
I don't know, Henry. It all depends on the inquisitor and how he decides. The accusations brought against Johanka are very serious.
I have to talk to an inquisitor.
Right. I'll go and see this Bishop Yaroslav of Benešov.
May God go with you. And thank you, Henry. I'm glad you're standing up for Johanka. If you need anything, do come and see me.
Where can I find this Inquisitor?
He's staying here in the monastery grounds. His quarters are on the upper floor.
Of course it is.
What actually happened here?
Johanka told me you went to Auschwitz.
Yes? What's that got to do with anything?
Yeah.
The Inquisitor showed up here not long after you left. Apparently he heard about Johanka's preaching somehow. He even observed one of her sermons outside the town in disguise. He had her brought to him and spent a long time trying to discourage her from what she was doing. But then she went out again to preach about her visions outside of town. But before she even started, the Inquisitor turned up with Fabian and the guards. He said Johanka had ignored his outright ban, and he had her taken away. Then he warned the people there that Johanka was spreading heresy and undermining the church's authority, and forbade them to listen to her.
That's all? Didn't you speak to the Inquisitor?
No, actually I didn't. He saw me there listening to her preaching, and I was afraid to come forward and talk to him.
Well, that's understandable.
Thanks.
He's an Inquisitor after all.
Sounds pretty serious.
It is. I'm afraid it could be very serious indeed.
What actually... Yeah,
He heard that
it sounds pretty serious.
it is.
What exactly does an Inquisitor do?
The Inquisition is a papal institution that deals with heresy, so people don't succumb to charlatans, false prophets and deceptions. and put their faith in their immortal souls in jeopardy. The Inquisitors have all sorts of powers, the kind we here can do very little to stand up to.
And what can he do to Johanka?
I'm not entirely sure. These legal issues are very complicated, but he could certainly excommunicate her, and maybe even sentence her to death.
Who is this Bishop Yaroslav?
I've never heard of him before, but the prior has. He said he's very well learned and the Bishop of Sarepta.
Sarepta? Where's that, Moravia?
No, it's far, far away, near the Holy Land. He got the title from the Holy Father himself.
And this bishop came all the way here from whatever.
Sarepta, but I doubt he's ever been there. It used to be a bishopric in the days of the Apostolic Fathers in Phoenicia, near Israel, but it was ransacked by the Muslims. Now it's just a titular bishopric. And Yaroslav is the titular bishop.
Titular bishop? Like he's not a real one?
It's not a real one.
Let's say an honorary title. It refers to a diocese that no longer exists. And since a titular bishop has no diocese to oversee, he can devote himself to handling other very important church affairs, like ordaining other prelates, for example, to maintain succession through the centuries down from the time of Christ and his apostles.
Do you believe Johanka is really being visited by the Virgin Mary?
Well, yes, Henry, I do. The things she says and the way she speaks. She doesn't sound like herself at all. I know she can't read, so where else could she have got it? Frankly, I can't think of any other explanation within the bounds of this world.
Would you teach me more? Well,
Good luck then.
Alright, let's save. Try not to get Johanka killed.
where's Johanka?
Yeah, where's
He's
Johanka?
locked up at the rat house. Orders of the bishop.
Locked up? For what?
For heretical speeches. Run along now. If you want to chat about it, go and talk to that monk who smells like an apothecary shop. He's in a flap about it too. Good luck then.
Oh, it's the wrong stairs. Inquisitor Yaroslav. Inquisitor's assistant. It's nice I can just walk in here.
Sir, I am...
Henry of Skalitz, from the garrison of the Royal Hetman, Sir Radzig Kobyla. I've heard a lot about you, my son. I'm pleased to meet you.
Yeah, me too, Sir Bernard.
Bishop Yaroslav? Sir? My lord, to what do I owe your interest in my humble self?
I was told you survived the massacre in Skalitz and warned the Townburg garrison. You tracked down the raiders of a stud farm in Neuhof, wasn't it? To their hideout in the woods. And then you led Sir Radzig and his armed company there and joined bravely in the skirmish, and even killed their notorious leader by your own hand. And I believe you have many other deeds to your name. That's quite remarkable, considering your age, is it not?
Well, you're too kind, Monsignor. I'm just trying to do what's right, and what's needed.
Yes.
Quite rightly, too, my son. I expect we'll be hearing more about you. But I assume you didn't come here to exchange pleasantries. Or am I mistaken?
I'm here about Johanka.
No, Monsignor, you're quite right. I'm here about Johanka.
Naturally. I'd be quite surprised if it were otherwise. So, tell me what's on your mind.
How did you find out about Johanka?
Word came to me of what was happening here. That some young girl was claiming to speak for the Blessed Virgin. I traveled here immediately, as my duty demanded. and observed events in Sasau incognito, in order to examine the matter at first hand.
And what do you think?
Why did you have her imprisoned?
Because she broke the promise she made to me, and persisted in actions that bear the signs of heresy.
And what will happen to Johanka now?
I must weigh the gravity of her transgressions, and investigate these alleged visions of hers. I consider it very improbable that she is indeed being visited by the Blessed Virgin. Nevertheless, I cannot at this time rule it out entirely.
I have this book here.
So you think it could be true? In that case, Johanka hasn't done anything wrong.
It's not that straightforward. Even if her visions were real, she was at fault for interpreting them as she saw fit and preaching to the people.
So you decide just like that? But you don't even know Johanka.
I certainly do not decide just like that. I'm thoroughly examining the entire matter, and you would be well advised not to question my authority. I will call Johanka and the witnesses, question them, and then pronounce a verdict.
Let anyone defend her.
And if you decide she's guilty,
Oh.
will you have her burned at the stake?
Good gracious, no. I have no wish to see her die. As St. Augustine said, heretics should be saved, not put to death. The triumph of the Church is their salvation, not their death, even if they deserve it. If I find her guilty of any heresy, she will be punished, but the severity of her punishment will depend on her will to repent and make amends.
I see. And will there be anyone there to defend Johanka?
Do you doubt my judgment?
I would never be so bold, sir. But surely it would be only just that someone should speak for Johanka about all her good deeds and so forth.
Yes.
Naturally, I will also question those who would speak in her defense. Since you are interceding, I expect you have someone in mind?
Yes. Actually, me.
Yeah.
As I surmised. But this matter does not directly concern you. Why should I allow you to appear before the court?
Because it does concern me. It's my Christian duty. I represent Sir Redzi. Yeah, I always do the crown one.
I serve the royal
Middle.
hetman, and his interests are mine. To see justice done in this province, and to quell unrest.
Laudable, no doubt. But bear in mind that Lord Kobola is a secular governor, and this matter is subject to church law, in which he has no jurisdiction. On the other hand, I do acknowledge that you've been quite exemplary in doing your duty, as far as I'm aware. Your concern seems sincere, so I will grant your request. Very well. You will defend Johanka. You may speak in her defense if you so wish, and you may also bring witnesses. I will question any such witnesses, and naturally I shall question Johanka too.
Thank you, Monsignor.
It's just
In
Adela.
that case, I'll need to speak to Johanka first.
That won't be possible. It's forbidden by the Inquisition procedure. Until the entire matter is resolved, Johanka can speak only to me, and no one else.
Alright.
I would like to expedite the matter. The trial will take place in Sasau Church in 3 days' time at the latest. Come and let me know when you're ready to proceed. In the meantime, I will continue my investigation.
Very well, Monsignor. I had better get on with it then, sir. Farewell.
Before you go, you know Johanka longer than anyone else. You spent a lot of time with her, as I've discovered. Tell me, my son, truthfully, what do you think of this whole affair?
What do I think about it?
About the Virgin Mary?
I believe it. Sure.
I believe the Virgin does visit her. Johanka is honest. She wouldn't lie about such a thing. And the things she says sound truthful and compelling. It really does seem like a heavenly revelation. Who else could it be from? But the Virgin Mary.
Yes.
The origin of these so-called visions of hers must be investigated. But thank you for your candor. Is there anything else you can tell me?
She's honest.
Johanka is an honest girl and virtuous. She's a good Christian who attends church and thinks of others.
Good. Please continue.
She had some affair with the custodian.
Well, Sir Sebastian took a fancy to Johanka and made certain advances towards her. And I think she might have got involved with him.
Yes.
Sebastian von Berg, the custodian? But to my knowledge, the man is married.
But it's all over now. She's finished with him, really.
So, the gossip about her fornication here is truthful. What else can you tell me?
She's worried about Matthias. He's from Skalitz too. and
Be
she's very
truthful to
fond of
him, I'm sure.
But he was wounded in a raid on Merhayed recently, and since then he's been lying in a fever. Johanka believes that if she does what the Blessed Virgin wants of her, Matthias might be healed.
Interesting. Anything else?
Well, before, in Skalitz, Johanka was sort of, well, just a simple village girl. I never imagined I'd hear her talking the way she does now. She's completely transformed.
A simple village girl. I see. Do continue.
Yes.
Johanka helped a lot of people. She worked her fingers to the bone helping Brother Nicodemus with the sick and injured.
That is certainly commendable. What else can you tell me about her?
Maybe. She didn't treat everyone equally. She took better care of her former Skalitz neighbours than of the other patients, of course.
It's understandable, yes. Some people are dearer to her than others, but whether by doing so she sinned. Anything else, Henry?
That's about all I can tell you.
Yes.
Thank you, my son. One more thing before you go. Let me remind you that it's your Christian duty to report anything suspicious going on concerning the church and the true faith. If you're aware of anything of the sort in these parts, if you prove yourself a commendable servant of the church, I would also take that into account in judging Johanka's case.
All right, Monsignor. I'll bear that in mind.
Yes.
There now.
Once I'm prepared, I'm prepared. Ah. Gotta get the testimony, huh? Adela, I need your testimony. Ah.
Adela, the Inquisitor is going to try Johanka in court.
Oh, Lord. I hope she's acquitted. I was absolutely devastated when they took her away.
I need people to speak in her defence, and I'd like to ask you to do it.
Yes.
I don't want to go there. Really. I'm afraid of that Inquisitor. But you helped me, and so did Johanka. It's only right that I should try and help her. But
Yes.
what am I supposed to say there? I'm just a simple village girl. I don't know anything about these things.
That doesn't matter. You just be yourself. It
Yes.
should be enough to talk about all the good Johanka does here, and how she helps others. I'll send for you, if you're needed.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. Okay, here's the thing. Gonna get the custodian's testimony. Hopefully he won't be a dick about it and I'll have to kill him again.
I know about you and her. She told me everything.
Oh?
Yeah.
What exactly do you mean?
You'd better be very careful what you say, boy.
You slept with her.
I know you're a married man, but you haven't always been entirely faithful to your wife.
How dare you?
And you had to pick Johanka. I know all about it. And you should know it's finished. Johanka was feeling vulnerable when it was all too much for her. That's all. She and Matthias care for each other, so leave them alone. She doesn't want to have anything more to do with you. And she won't.
Yes.
How dare you speak like that to a noble? You, a blacksmith's brat from Skalitz. If you weren't in Lord Kobila's charge, I'd have you whipped for your lies and dragged behind a horse all the way to Ratai. But whoever you might be hiding behind, next time I'll do just that. Now get out! May the Lord watch over you.
May the Lord watch over you.
Good day to you.
I need something from you, sir. I suppose you heard that Johanka was locked up by the Inquisitor and is facing charges of heresy.
I did.
Yes.
And it's most disturbing news.
What you might not know is that he's agreed that I can defend her at the trial.
You? Do you even know what to say?
Of course I know.
Sure I know. It'll turn out just fine. Trust me. But I need you to testify at the court. In Johanka's defense, of course.
Naturally. You don't think I could just sit here and do nothing? Besides, the bishop has already insisted that I appear before the court.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
One moment. I apologize if I was a little hasty. This whole affair has left me anxious. I appreciate that you want to defend her. However, I don't think it would have any effect. No offense, but I don't think you'll be able to achieve anything in court. I'm afraid the Inquisitor will judge as he sees fit, whatever anyone says. But I have an idea how you could help.
Oh? How's that?
Explain.
Flee. With Johanka, of course.
That's not a good idea.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm sure Johanka will be acquitted by the court and everything will be alright. Running would just confirm the Inquisitor's suspicions, and she'd always be looking over her shoulder.
Yes.
I don't agree. As I said, I don't believe you can affect the outcome of the court. If Johanka flees, yes, she'll have to lie low for a while. But in time, it will all blow over. You can take her anywhere, as long as it's far enough from here. A girl like that will always find her feet. She can easily hide out somewhere where she's not known. Maybe there could even be a place for her on my estate.
Of course.
But whatever you decide, if Johanka comes to any harm, you'll have me to answer to. I'm very fond of her, and her of me, and I don't want anything to happen to her, understand? But if everything ends well, I'll show you my gratitude, I assure you. God be with you.
God, he might actually be in love with Johanka.
Yeah.
Makes me want to kill him even less. But I still want to kill him regardless. Let's get this thing going. Let's get this thing going. Now yeah, the optionals, they're all showing up. Let's see where they are. Ah, brother Nicodemus. I'll do it later. Let's grab the rest.
Goodman Pavel, you're still here. That's a relief. I was afraid I'd miss you.
Yeah.
Yes, still here, but not for long. I had some business to deal with, but now that's out of the way and I'm getting ready to leave. What was it you wanted?
You might have heard that Johanka was arrested by the Inquisitor and is facing trial.
Indeed, word has reached me. Poor girl.
I'd like to ask you to speak to the court in Johanka's defense.
Of course, Henry. You have my word. And the word of a burgher of Colleen ought to mean something. But to speak in defense of someone accused of heresy is no small matter. What do you want me to say?
The same thing you told me. That it was a sacred sign that you happened to be nearby when Johanka was speaking, and so on.
Yes.
I'll tell the bishop that. You can rest assured.
Thank you very much. Please wait here a few more days for the court to convene, then I'll send for you.
All right. For Johanka's sake, I'll wait. Take care.
Yeah.
Who's left? Ah, Father Fabian. Check Kuta. Well, I'm not sure Kuta will be too in favor, but still.
Vegetables.
Try it out.
Master Bailiff, Inquisitor Yaroslav is going to try Johanka.
I know. He was here asking questions, too.
Oh? What did he want to know?
Various things. Like how things are here, whether people are honest, whether we observe the fest days, and so forth. And then he asked about Johanka. About what she preaches, whether people come to listen to her and that. He's been talking to a lot of other people in Sasau, too. I even heard that Katra, the swordsmith's wife, invited him to dine with them.
That's interesting. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
Was he just asking questions, or does he want you to testify before the court?
Yes, he did ask me to testify, and I'm none too happy about it.
I see. And what are you going to say about her?
It depends what I'm asked, but there's not much I can say. I don't know Johanka very well. She seems virtuous and self-sacrificing to me. She's never done anything wrong, and no one here ever had a cross word to say about her. Until recently. Maybe some gossip about her and Sir Sebastian. But I've heard similar talk about half the women folk here.
She helped a lot of people here.
Johanka has helped a lot of people here, selflessly. Her heart is in the right place.
True.
Yeah, she's not virtuous
Then
no
there's
more.
that preaching of hers. Folk have been falling out. They're split according to whether they believe Johanka or not. I don't know quite what to think of it myself. But I don't want to jump to conclusions. I'll wait and see what the learned bishop has to say.
Money? No, I'm not bribing.
Thank you for speaking openly, Master Bailiff.
Good luck then. Hey!
Father, the Inquisitor has had Johanka thrown in jail.
I know,
Yes.
sir.
He's planning a hearing.
Rightly so. It's about time this whole matter was dealt with.
What do you think about it, then?
As I say, it's a good thing that the matter is being investigated. The things Johanka has been preaching are, to say the least, disturbing. Who knows what these dreams are that she speaks of? And her words are only putting ideas in people's heads and leading them astray. Now, instead of going to church, as they should, they go to her in the false belief that they will find solace. It's creating a chasm between the people and the church,
Chasm.
and leading them away from the true teaching left to us by Christ. They're misguided and swamped in heretical ideas.
But the Virgin Mary speaks to her.
But Johanka is only saying what the Virgin Mary has told her. What can be wrong with that?
And how do you know the Virgin is really talking to her?
Well, I believe she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Ah, but you can't be sure, can you? Do you really think a girl from the stable knows God's teaching better than the church? Better than the generations of church fathers and learned scholars since the time of Christ? Who have studied the sacred scriptures and their correct interpretation? With all the
Correct.
evil that's already going on in this province, the last thing people need is a false prophet.
Christ came from a stable too.
Christ also came from a stable, though?
There's no comparison. Christ was the Son of God. Enough of this. Bishop Yaroslav asked me to present my suspicions before the court, and that's what I intend to do. He will then resolve the whole matter. He is, after all, more qualified than anyone to do so.
If you say so, Father.
Good luck to you.
Well, only one way to solve this. And cut there. But yeah, he's hell-bent. Maybe if I picked the options better, he wouldn't be so against her. Maybe. Hey, Guta, wasn't able to solve your problem, but can you speak out?
To your health. Good night.
I need your help with something. I'm sure you've heard. Johanka was locked up by the Inquisitor.
Who hasn't? The whole of Sasso is talking about it. And the Inquisitor was asking around about her.
I'd like to ask you to appear before the court and say something in Johanka's defense.
Yes.
I understand, but you'll have to forgive me. I don't want to show my face there. Never mind speak for Johanka. I wouldn't want people to associate me with her. What with her being a heretic, see?
Oh.
She's not a heretic.
People and their evil tongues. But I understand. It's a tricky business. I won't push you.
Goodbye.
Yeah, if I succeeded, then she would speak out. Hey.
Yeah.
Ninja Tune. Kutra.
I'm here about Johanka.
Yes.
You're that fella of hers, are you? What do you want?
No. I'm just a friend of hers. Matthias is her,
Yeah.
fella.
Matthias.
Huh. God knows how many she has.
I heard you invited Bishop Yaroslav to come and dine with you?
Yes, so what? Bishop Yaroslav is an esteemed visitor to Sassau, and it's only fitting he should be suitably hosted by devout burghers.
What do you have against Johanka?
What have you got against Johanka?
Nothing. The question is, what has she got against us? Tell me that.
What?
What?
She turns up here and tries to tell us how to live our lives. Says the Virgin Mary whispers to her in the night. Yeah, I'm sure. To a simple village wench. I'd like to know who's really putting those ideas in her head. She's just getting people all worked up. Men, especially. Coming around here with her nonsense. Sassau is a decent, orderly place, I'll have you know. We don't want any trouble here. All this talk about hellfire and the end of the world. God have mercy. No one is interested in what she has to say. All they want is some spectacle. She ought to have thought twice before she started. Not that she wasn't warned.
Warned? How?
What do you mean, warned?
As I said, she was told.
Ah, she was the one that sent those dudes to harass her. Yeah.
Tell me everything you know. I represent the royal hetman, so don't try and keep anything from me.
If you must know, some of the fellas want to have it out with her and tell her to stop. No one wants her speeches here, but would she listen? No. The devil possessed her to bring harm to us.
So it was you who sent those men?
Yeah.
All I wanted was to protect the Sasso folk against her poisonous tongue, and I'll do just that. The Monsignor asked me to testify in court, and I'll tell everything I know there.
And I'll do likewise.
Yes.
Farewell.
Go. Goodbye.
Maybe I can find those people. And also if I did that in front of her, well, she would freak out, but still. That would have been funny. Funny clip. Anyway, the quest says optional Brother Nicodemus. Okay. We'll do just that.
Yeah.
Well, whatever happens, happens. I don't think she'll die.
You've heard something?
The Inquisitor has decided that Johanka will be tried, but he's agreed that I can defend her.
That's really quite unusual. It must mean he hasn't come to a clear conclusion yet.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll get her out of it.
I'm afraid it may not be that easy. The thing is, I expect Johanka will say the same things before the court that she's been preaching.
What are you saying?
Well, I've been thinking about what she's been saying, and it seems to me her preaching has a certain progression. Are you acquainted with the notion of the three orders of man?
Not really.
Not really, no.
It's like this. It's said that everyone has their God-given place and purpose on earth. Laboratores, oratores, and bellatores. Those who work, those who pray, and those who fight. The common folk are born to work, to reap the fruits of the earth and to obey the laws of God and man. It is the purpose of the nobles to protect the people and the church against all dangers and to maintain peace and justice on earth. And the church in turn has the task of caring for the spiritual welfare of all, ensuring the salvation of their souls and bringing solace to the people in times of hardship so that they can endure their earthly trials and enter the kingdom of heaven.
But what's all that got to do with Johanka?
Yeah.
Well, I noticed in her first sermon she primarily addressed the concerns of the common folk, and in the second, she criticized the nobility.
I see where you're going.
Ah. So you think she might start talking about the church?
Yes, I'm afraid she might. I dread to think how that might end up. Henry, you must warn her against that. She must show humility before the Inquisitor, and the wisest course would be to admit to being wrong. She's rather stubborn, but perhaps she'll listen to you.
I don't think she will.
Said no one's allowed to see her.
No one except the Inquisitor's own men. You'll just have to think something up. I'm afraid Johanka's fate is mainly in your hands now. I'm relying on you.
Witnesses can be summoned for Johanka's trial. So I wanted to ask you if you'd give a testimony. Maybe some learned speech in her defense?
I'd be glad to do it. Johanka deserves my help. Such testimonies could carry a lot of weight. You should try and get as many as you can.
Yes. 3 orders of mankind. Speak with humility. Let's just see if I can do that.
Yeah.
Somehow. No, I use a bath. It's bath time.
God be with you.
I'd like
So what are you interested?
a bit of everything.
I'm sure you... God be with
Might be suitable since it's nighttime. I might be able to sneak in and tell her some stuff. If it's saved, doesn't mean I can load it. Indeed I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
See if I can sneak in there. She's locked up in here, is she? Yes. Let's open the door and see what we can see. Can we talk to you?
Hey, clear off. No one's allowed to talk to your hunker. Bishop Yaroslav's orders.
One of his men.
I know. I was just testing you. And you passed.
I was just testing.
I'm with the bishop's entourage, and I'm here at his command. Let me in to talk to your hunker.
Yeah.
In that case, you surely know that everyone who comes from the bishop has to show a document to prove it.
Good, good. Your diligence is commendable. I don't have the document on me at present, though. I left it at the monastery.
Sorry, sir. We'll have to go and get it. I can't let you in otherwise. I wouldn't want to anger the Monsignor.
Of course. And you can actually read, can you?
A little, sir, yes. That's why they put me here.
Very wise. You're clearly the right man for the job. Well, I'll be back soon with that paper.
God be with you.
Don't have to sneak. I just got to get that paper, which means I probably have to sneak.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Very expensive stuff. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to sin again to steal to do this. Damn it. I could talk my way out of it. Well, turned out lockpicking was useful after all.
Yeah.
I have the paper. Johanka in prison.
I want to talk about Johanka.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's a document. See?
Show
Yeah.
me that. That's fine. Thank you, sir. Good luck then.
I actually see this document as well. I, by the will of God, Papal Inquisitor and Bishop of Serepta, Yaroslav of Benishov, hereby confirm that the bearer of this document is a member of my retinue. Such must be accorded to the honor befitting that station, must not be hindered from carrying out my commands, but must be offered every compliance thereto. Yes.
Johanka, are you alright?
Yes,
Can I go in to talk?
I'm fine. I'm glad to see you.
I spoke to the Inquisitor. He wants to put you on trial.
I know. It's all in God's hands now.
No, it's not. I mean, it is, of course. But the bishop has allowed me to defend you.
You want to defend me? Thank you.
Can I go in?
That's very kind of you. But you needn't bother. Our Lady won't let anything bad happen to me. I am her instrument, and I am completely in her hands. Everything that's happening is her sacred will.
But I won't stand by with my arms folded. You need someone to testify for you. As I said,
Yeah.
I will defend you.
If you insist. Maybe it's the will of the Virgin that you came to me. So be it then.
I did the pilgrimage.
I went to Ujits, like you asked.
That's good, Henry. I hope you purged yourself of your sins.
And made new
A
ones.
pilgrimage of penance, like you said. And in the church, I begged the Virgin Mary for forgiveness.
And she will bless you, Henry. You're a good man. Remember that. And don't stray into wrongdoing again.
I won't. I made a donation to the church, too. And the parish priest there, Father Godwin, he was asking about you.
Was he? Well, what did you tell him?
Oh, just about everything that's going on and the things you were saying. He was
Yeah.
quite moved by it, to tell the truth. He even gave me some writings.
You see? Maybe Our Lady is giving you a sign too.
Yes.
What did Bishop Yaroslav ask you about?
All sorts of things. Like how the Virgin Mary visits me, what she shows me, and about preaching to the people. Actually, he was really quite pleasant.
Yeah.
He asked me about Skalitz, whether I go to church, and a lot of other things. And in the end, he told me I mustn't speak in public again about the visitations and that. But I couldn't obey an order like that. The Blessed Virgin is testing me, and I have to do what she asks, no matter who or what stands in the way.
I'd say he wasn't too happy about that.
Hmm.
He came there with his men, dispersed the people, and had me arrested and locked up here.
About that trial?
Yes,
Yeah.
the trial.
You mustn't provoke the bishop.
I'll get some people who will testify for you in court. But Brother Nicodemus is worried you'll say things that will make the Inquisitor angry. Please don't do that.
Yeah,
You
please
have
don't.
to talk to him respectfully, answer his questions with humility, and not say anything to annoy him. And don't say anything against the church or priests. Please.
I'll say only what the Blessed Virgin wants me to say.
Please listen to me.
Johanka, please. You mustn't say anything against him or the church. Be contrite. Maybe even admit you might have been wrong about some things. I don't think the Inquisitor is so bad. If you submit to him, he'll drop the charges.
You too
Yes.
now. You're speaking exactly the same as his assistant. The two of you joined forces against me, did you?
I've nothing to do with him. I didn't even know he was here. Believe me, I'm really trying to help you.
You
Yes.
don't believe me anymore, do you?
I believe you.
I do, Johanka, I believe you. But in court, you must speak reasonably, prudently. A lot depends on it. Maybe even your life.
Yes.
I appreciate your concern for me, Henry, really, I do. But you must understand. I can't deny that the Virgin Mary visits me, or what she wants to tell us. Not now. After everything that's happened, I can't. Otherwise, she won't heal Matthias.
But you have to consider yourself and what's good for you. Surely you don't want to be convicted of heresy. That won't do anyone any good, neither you nor Matthias.
I've
Yes.
already told you. Everything is in the hands of the Blessed Virgin. I will accept with humility the fate she grants me.
Oh, Sakra. This is going to be a right mess.
Yes. Not gonna flee.
Yeah.
Nicodemus.
I spoke to Johanka.
Yes.
And did you manage to convince her?
I'm afraid not. She's stubborn. She says she answers only to the Blessed Virgin.
Oh dear, Henry. That's not good at all. What about her family? Doesn't she have a relative she might listen to?
Don't think she has any.
None of them survived the raid on Skalitz.
Yes.
She has no one at all left in the world? Poor child. Goodbye.
Objective started. You mean ended? Oh my. Matthias.
Matthias? You're better.
Henry? Is it you?
Yes, it's me. Who else would it be?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, Henry. I feel a bit better now. I'd even like to eat something. I must tell Johanka. She'll be glad.
That's not possible.
Unfortunately, that won't be possible.
Oh?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Need you to testify in court.
How to begin? Look, things got a bit complicated here. The main thing is, Johanka is in jail, awaiting trial.
Yes.
What? What happened?
Virgin Mary visits Johanka, not claims.
The Virgin Mary is speaking to Johanka, and Johanka is spreading her word to the people. But there is this inquisitor who heard about it and had her arrested. He's putting her on trial for heresy.
Oh, God. How could such a thing happen? But if Our Lady is speaking to her, surely nothing can happen to her.
Well, I hope not. Trouble is, Johanka is very obstinate, and she's likely to say things in court that will just make it worse for her. Listen,
Yes.
Matthias, I need you to go with me and talk to her. Maybe together we can convince her to see sense.
Oh.
I wish I could. I'm still too weak to even get out of bed. I'm sorry, Henry. I just can't do it. You know what? Tell her I'm feeling better, and I agree with everything you tell her.
Ah, the dice.
Give her this dice. She'll understand. It'll almost be like I was there with you.
Dice?
Oh. It's a long story. Johanka knows all about it. Or you can ask Teresa, too.
All right. If you say so.
Henry.
He knew.
Look out for her. And make sure nothing happens to her.
I'll do my best.
Good luck, then.
Good luck, then. Oh, that's funny. Alright, let's speak to her one more time.
Yeah.
Matthias was apparently awake. Your trials are over, Johanka. You are no longer being tested.
About that trial.
Yeah.
Yes, the trial.
I spoke to Matthias.
I spoke to Matthias.
What? But he's lying in a fever, isn't he?
He's all
No,
better
he's
now.
much better. He asked about you. He wanted to come here, but he's not strong enough yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
I made to give you this
See,
dice.
Our Lady helped him. And now, I have to do my part.
But doesn't it mean that you've already done your part?
Yeah. Doesn't
Well,
it mean you've done your part?
I...
You've finished your trials.
What would be the point of it all if the Inquisitor were to have you imprisoned now? Or even worse.
Yeah.
It's a message. A final test. I mustn't fail now. After everything.
But you already passed the Virgin Mary's message on. Many people heard it, and many of them have amended their ways. You certainly haven't failed. Look, Matthias gave me this for you. And he asked me to tell you to look out for yourself.
Yes.
Thank you, Henry. Go now. I need to rest.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a busy night. How long did it take? About 2 hours. Let's go to bed. Right, early morning. Perfect. Alright. Need some nourishment.
Yeah.
Let's speak to Inquisitor and get this over with. Be great if I could get those brigands, those thugs from Fur, and have them testify against here. The Kutra lady. Anyway, it's time to grow. Time to wake up. There have been some suspicious activities.
Monsignor, I've heard of various irregularities in the province that might be of interest to you.
Very good, my son. Good Christians certainly shouldn't conceal such things. Please, speak.
The Hermit, Ujit's women and their magic ointment, Devil's Skull at the church construction site.
A demon's skull was found on the church building site.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard something about it. A disturbing report.
Well, it was a fake.
Tell me what you know about it.
It was a deception, sir. Someone made it with evil intentions, to frighten people. I found the skull and brought it to the local knacker. He confirmed it was a human skull with animal horns stuck on.
You did the right thing, Henry, in uncovering the deception and in telling me about it.
Some women in Ujit went to the herbalist for magic ointment. Then
Yes.
they went to the woods, smeared this ointment on themselves, and engaged in all sorts of incantations and spells.
What? Witchcraft? God have mercy. They must be brought to justice.
They did.
Who is this herbalist they visited?
The Ujit's parish priest took care of it.
Not to worry, Monsignor. Father Godwin put a stop to it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good news at least. Witchcraft will not be tolerated under any circumstances.
There are interesting things going on inside the monastery.
In the
Yes.
monastery? What kind of things?
I don't know.
Oh, various things that people are talking about. There's a lot of talk about the construction of the new church and how much it must be costing. But actually, nothing that would interest you, really. I won't waste your time with it.
As you wish.
Yes?
The former parish priest of Rovna, Father Simon, went missing one day. Everyone
Yes.
thought he'd fled from the province, but in fact he just went to the woods and became a hermit.
Ah, yes,
I
that.
see. Why did he do that?
Because of a woman.
Because he got some girl pregnant. Child died during birth, though, and the mother too. He took it to be retribution for his sin. So he fled far from people, because he didn't feel fit to be their pastor anymore.
That's very interesting indeed. Where is this Father Simon now?
I tracked him down in the woods and talked him into going back to Rovna. They needed a parish priest there, and Simon was convinced taking on the task would make amends for his sin.
Yes.
Interesting. Father Simon's story is certainly remarkable. Whether his actions are appropriate for a cleric is another matter, of course. Thank you for telling me about this.
That's all.
I think this is all just to get on his good side or
All
whatever.
right, Henry. Thank you. And I hope you're not keeping anything from me.
Nope.
Why did you have Johanka imprisoned?
I talked to her for a long time about the things she was saying and about her convictions. I warned her that she had to stop preaching in public. And I told her if she had any further concerns, or as she claims, visions, she should come to me. Johanka chose to ignore my warning and continued with her preaching. Obviously, I couldn't turn a blind eye to that kind of disobedience.
About the irregularity.
I'm listening.
That's all.
All right, Henry.
But what's so bad about what Johanka has been saying?
Look here. It's simply unacceptable that anyone at all should come along and stand up in the market square and preach about God's will or how he or she interprets it. God gave us his teachings, which we must honor, and he showed us how to fulfill them. It is only those teachings that lead us on the path to salvation and God's grace. But understanding those teachings is no simple matter. It demands learning, time, and effort. That is one of the tasks of Holy Mother Church. What Johanka has been saying is dangerously close to heresy. She must be brought to see the error of her ways, and her disruptive actions must cease.
Dangerously close.
But Johanka hasn't done anything against God. On the contrary, she's devout, and she's trying to redeem sinners.
Yeah.
Perhaps, but she's also incited disobedience to the nobles, and that is a serious accusation. Think of it like this. You have to pass through a dark forest, filled with hazards. Many paths lead to that forest, but only one will lead you safely through it. You know which is the right path, but others don't. Would you show them the right path, or leave each to choose his own and very likely lose his way?
I'd show them the way. Whether they take it or not is up to them.
I'd show them the right path, but it would be up to them whether to take it or not.
But then many would lose their way and die. Because of you. Where it concerns God's mercy and grace, we cannot allow that to happen. You must understand that it is the mission of the church to care for the soul of every person. It is our sacred duty to lead the people to salvation.
Johanka is showing the people the right
That's
path.
just what Johanka was doing. Trying to show people the right path.
And what makes you so convinced the path was the right one?
But the Virgin Mary speaks to her.
The Virgin Mary told her.
We only have her word for that. And even if her visions were real, she was at fault for interpreting them as she saw fit and preaching to the people.
She should have told someone.
But how? If the Virgin Mary told her?
As it says in Galatians, but though we, or an angel from heaven, preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed.
So only one Bible exists, and if you preach another Bible, and if you show them another Bible, then that Bible is heresy. Yes.
I think I understand.
Good.
Yes.
But Johanka was visited by the Virgin Mary, so what she says can't be wrong.
We only have her word for that.
But how? Galatians. Forgive me, Monsignor, but I don't quite understand.
Indeed. In short, people simply can't be left to interpret Scripture or any other teachings of the Church as they see fit. Each would read the Scriptures in his own way, and everyone would believe something different. They would be lost in misconceptions. That can't be allowed. Anyone who interprets the Word of God differently than it was given by the Holy Spirit will be damned. Do you understand?
I understand.
Excellent.
Yeah, they all interpret it differently.
Monsignor, Johanka is just a simple village girl from Scallis. Are all these legal proceedings really necessary?
They are. The mission of the Inquisition is quite unequivocal, and however trivial, this matter has a broader significance.
What broader significance?
No offense, but these things can't easily be explained to an uneducated boy like you.
I'm educated.
I'm pleased that you take an interest. Unfortunately, I don't have time for this now. If you really want to know more, ask my assistant. After all, it is also our duty to guide others through the labyrinth of this world.
A defender in a duel. What?
Monsignor, it occurs to me that maybe this situation with Johanka could be resolved in a different way.
Is that so? Pray, enlighten me.
I want to defend Johanka in a duel. If God is willing, and I win, then Johanka will be cleared.
And who do you propose to fight? Me? Or the Archangel Gabriel?
How should I know? With someone. Let God decide.
Yeah.
Solving disputes by such barbaric means is a throwback to ancient pagan times, and the Holy Church will not tolerate it. It is an offense to God to demand that he resolve disputes that it is our duty to resolve. No, Henry, it's out of the question. I don't want to hear another word about it. See you later.
Because he knows he won't win. Where is this dude of yours? You around? I mean, I'll just stand here and wait for about 2 hours or something. Start with an hour. Oh. See, I just got smart just by waiting here. The guy's still not here and he's still asleep. We wait another hour. Where is his assistant? Since he's been trying to defend Johanka or something like that, might be wise to talk to him. Seems like he's on our side.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
The bishop told me this business with Johanka has a wider context, and that you tell me about it.
Yeah.
Oh, very well. If the bishop says so. Look, it's like this. The world as a whole is not in a good state. For decades, people have been perishing from a terrible sickness. The Black Death.
The Black Death.
There's an anti-pope in Avignon in France who defies the authority of the throne of St. Peter. The people are frightened. Many of the nobles, instead of caring for peace on earth, are warring one against another. The authority of many monarchs, and even the emperor, is unfortunately too weak to put things to rights. Many scholars have even started to question established truths, and various contentious teachings have appeared, such as those of the Englishman, Wycliffe.
The Black Death?
The plague, my child. A dreadful disease that claimed countless lives. By the grace of God, these parts were not much afflicted, but it took a terrible toll in the surrounding countries. First, the Italian ports were stricken, Venice and Genoa, and then nearly the whole of Christendom. Some regard it as God's punishment for our sins, or even a sign of the approaching parousia.
What?
Paro what?
The parousia, the second coming of Christ. The day when he returns to this world will mark the end of the ages. The dead will rise, and all people will face final judgment for their sins.
Oh. Do you think that's going to happen?
Most assuredly. But God alone knows when that will be.
Oh. I hope it won't be too soon. The Black... That's awful. I don't want to hear any more about it. The anti-pope?
Anti-pope?
Unfortunately. That's a very serious unpleasant topic. In short, alongside the legitimate Pope, the Bishop of Rome, and successor to St. Peter, another was elected and is usurping the highest glory of being Christ's representative here on earth. This is a most lamentable schism for the whole church, and the Avignon usurper must be compelled to give up his unlawfully acquired office, so the church and the whole of Christendom may again be unified.
So, there are two popes?
Not quite. There is only one, but there are those who refuse to recognize him. The election wasn't correct and valid, and I apologize. It wasn't wise to speak to you of this. It will only confuse you all the more. Better forget it. We won't talk about it anymore.
You mentioned the Emperor.
God wants unity, a universal order of the world. The Pope, Christ's deputy, and the Emperor, the supreme earthly ruler, crowned by the Pope himself, were instituted in order to preside over that unity. Unfortunately, the gleam of the imperial crown has become somewhat dulled, and his authority is no longer as absolute as it once was. What's worse, his election has become a political game involving many princes, and for a long time, the emperor himself has paid less attention to the affairs of the Christian world and more to his own concerns.
I see.
Yes.
And what about these scholars?
That's complicated. Some reject the authority of the Pope or the Church. Others dispute over the legitimacy of government or the nature of the world. Others rebel against teachings. All of them seek all sorts of arguments and explanations to support their claims and argue with others. All this contributes to uncertainty. One doubt leads to another, and soon heretical ideas take hold.
Ah. Uh-huh.
But don't concern yourself. These are weighty matters for others who are learned in such things.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Peace on earth.
Yes. Sadly, many countries are torn apart by strife and destroyed by war. In the lands of the English, the French, the Italians, in the Holy Roman Empire, Christians are raising their weapons against other Christians. Love for our neighbor has given way to the pursuit of mammon and high office. They plot against each other to gain advantage. You've seen it yourself, right here in Bohemia, and even in Sasau.
Yes. And in Skalitz.
Indeed, my son. Regrettably.
Yes.
But what does all this mean? What has it got to do with Johanka?
As I said,
She's preaching the truth.
the order of the world is shaken. Division is spreading, and confusion and iniquity thrive. It's the handiwork of Lucifer, who wants to lay waste to God's creation. Many have succumbed to his false truths and spread them to others. That's why we must be alert to his snares, especially in these times. Be wary of false prophets and stick to the path of the true faith and personal virtue.
And Johanka?
And Johanka?
Just so. I fear she too may have been ensnared by Lucifer's deceptions and the false belief that she's been visited by the Blessed Virgin. These machinations of the devil must be faced and stamped out before they take root and cause more evil. But we must not despair. Even those who have strayed from the right path may be redeemed, and that's why Johanka's case is important, although it may not be immediately apparent.
I understand. But what... I know someone like that. There's a charlatan who's been peddling wares around these parts. All sorts of amulets, relics and the likes that are supposed to cure all ills.
Yes, I've heard something about that. If you should know of any similar iniquities, The Monseigneur will be glad to listen to you.
And thanks. Thanks.
Goodbye.
I can tell you about the charlatan then.
About the... That's all. About the... There... Oh, that's...
Well, it took a while, so I'll save it. Gonna start with like 12. My god. Use them like crazy.
I'm ready, Monsignor.
Excellent. I have also completed my investigation. We may commence then with the proceedings?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Good. I will send for everyone who is to bear witness and have Johanka brought before the court. We'll commence first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
Let me just
One
skip
more
ahead.
thing. These are solemn proceedings that demand a certain decorum. I won't tolerate any clanking armor or otherwise inappropriate attire. You will wear this robe.
Of course. Thank you, Monsignor.
Very well. Rest now, and we'll meet in the morning. Take care.
Am I wearing a robe? I am. Holy crap, some dapper outfit. No clanking armor, this guy comes clanking in. Let us begin indeed. Try to defend Johanka before the court.
I, Bishop Yaroslav of Benishov, by the grace of God, Papal Inquisitor, have come here to Sasau in response to reports of Marian visitations and the preaching activities of one Johanka, a commoner. And I have found indeed that by her arbitrary words she's been leading good people astray and encouraging their rebellion against their betters. Furthermore,
Rebellion.
Johanka has attempted to usurp the glory that belongs alone to Holy Mother Church, and to appoint herself as an intermediary of the wisdom and grace of Almighty God. This does not behove any lay person, and certainly not a woman. It is
Not a
therefore
woman.
necessary to remedy her transgressions, and to investigate the extent and the basis of her misguidance. Or, as the case may be, heresy. Henry of Skalitz has elected to appear here in Johanka's defense, and his wish has been allowed. Anyone who elects
Can I
to
show them the
speak
book?
here does so before God, and shall be bound by a most sacred oath, to speak only the truth. I will first hear the testimony of Father Fabian, who sent me word of this matter, and who should best know what deeds
Father
are
Fabian.
done in his parish. Father Fabian, will you tell us what Johanka has been proclaiming?
Johanka claims that she has received visitations from Our Lady, the Holy Mother of God, who speaks to her in the night. It is an outrageous claim that I hold to be entirely untrue.
And did Johanka come forward to ask your advice regarding these alleged apparitions?
She did not. Instead, she took it upon herself to spread her supposed wisdom to the people.
And prior to this, did Johanka attend church? Did you see her at your sermons, Father?
I did not, Monsignor. What's more, the parish priest of Skalitz is staying at my presbytery just now. Johanka knows him well enough, but she didn't come to see even him. I believe Johanka is deliberately avoiding the church. Instead, she meets her followers secretly in the woods and preaches to them. Either she made everything up, or the devil himself is whispering in her ear.
Johanka's apparitions are real.
If I may, Monsignor, the Virgin Mary really does speak to Johanka.
Is that so?
Yes.
And on what do you found this claim?
It couldn't be the devil.
Yes, because I killed the
Johanka
devil.
lives at the monastery, doesn't she? Close to the cave of St. Procopius. St. Procopius, who overpowered the devil and cast him down, did he not? The evil one would hardly dare return to the dominion of the saints to whisper in Johanka's ear. Surely that's obvious.
Yeah.
It's true, Henry. That evil spirits, or even Lucifer himself, would have little power in the vicinity of the remains of St. Procopius.
But the fact that she lives at the monastery doesn't mean that she is not misguided. What's more, she is an interloper there herself, who would not even be tolerated if it weren't for Brother Nicodemus.
Yes, Father. I am aware of the impropriety of her presence in the monastery grounds. But in this, I must concur with Henry.
Yes. Call Pavel of Colin.
Monsignor, would you please hear the testimony of the respected burgher Pavel of Colin? He will testify that Johanka isn't making anything up.
Well, I'm very curious what this Pavel will tell us. Call Pavel of Colin.
My speech ain't the highest, but it will have to do.
I'm a little surprised to find a counselor of Colin here.
Counselor?
Especially you, who makes no secret of your animosity towards Sasau Monastery.
True. Although I have only criticized the monastery in secular matters of property, which concerned a dispute with the town of Colin, and therefore my duties as a counselor.
Pavel, please tell us about your recent experience.
Yes.
I'm all ears, Goodman.
Monsignor, some years ago I hid some money in Sasau Woods. When I found myself here again recently and heard Johanka's words, I remembered that matter. Johanka made me aware of my inordinate love of wealth, and I resolved to donate the money in question for the common good of Sasau. For this, I needed an honest intermediary who would locate the money. In this, too, Johanka helped me by putting me in touch with Henry here.
Yes.
By the grace of God, he found the long-lost treasure and donated it for the good of Sasau. The whole matter I regard as the intervention of the Holy Spirit.
An interesting tale, Goodman Pavel.
Not only that, it's also evidence of divine providence, and that Johanka isn't making anything up. She wasn't possessed by an evil spirit. On the contrary, Our Lady really did speak to her.
I must concur with that, Monsignor, because I was subsequently also visited in a dream by the Virgin Mary.
What? You too?
Yes. She appeared in a blue cloak and waved to me.
Do you swear that what you say is true, Pavel?
I swear by Almighty God, Monsignor.
Remarkable. Truly remarkable. Very well, Goodman. Thank you for your testimony. You may stand down.
Even if it were true, why would Our Lady choose a simple village girl like Johanka?
Cite Matthew of Yano.
Monsignor, with your
The
permission,
book.
I'd like to draw attention to the work of the great scholar Matthew of Yanov. He exalted women like Johanka. He said that God created what is weak in order to bring shame on what is strong. That's why God turns to women who love Christ and blesses them with such visions, so that they can point out and rectify the vanities of men. It can't be heresy if the learned masters of universities write such tracts.
Yeah.
What you say is remarkable. Matthew's work, which you mentioned, does speak to Johanka's benefit.
Yes.
But I wouldn't have expected that someone of your station has even heard of the Master of Yanov. How did you come by his work?
I went on a pilgrimage.
Johanka pressed me to go on a pilgrimage of repentance. I went to Uzhitz, where there is a Marian church, and there, the parish priest gave me a copy of the text.
That's surprising indeed. Especially that you are at all capable of reading such a work and understanding it. You're quite a fountain of unexpected skills, Henry.
Thank
Yes.
you, Monsignor.
Let's proceed then. Is there anything else you want to add, Henry?
Poor brother Nicodemus.
Yes.
Call him all.
Please call Brother Nicodemus. He has something to say about it. He's a man of learning and knows more about these things than I do.
Certainly. I also wish to hear his testimony. Call him. Nicodemus, for some time you were insisting that the infirmary needed extra pairs of hands. It was only at your request that Johanka, against all accepted custom, was allowed inside the monastery walls. I've already spoken to Abbot Peter about her, but please tell me how Johanka behaved.
Yeah.
Monsignor, I must stand behind Johanka. The girl is a treasure. Selfless, charitable, and good-hearted. She helps more people here than anyone else. I have never seen her do anything that would contradict the behavior of a good Christian. She never discussed questions
Just
of
nodding.
faith with me. She was always focused only on her work, which she carried out impeccably.
Yeah, she's not saying anything because I told her to.
When she began making claims of Marian apparitions?
Yes. Yes. That's quite an extraordinary thing. The things she preached couldn't have come from any of the brothers, or from books, because she can't read. Therefore, I believe the Blessed Virgin really spoke to her.
He believes.
She made the whole thing up, or someone did prompt her. You're very keen to defend her, brother. It makes me wonder whether she didn't get her wisdom from you.
I already said she got none of it from me, and I would never lie before Almighty God. But it seems to me it's the inadequate education of the good parish priest here that's behind his flimsy litany.
What? Am I to be criticized by someone who's more a gardener than a scholar?
Father Fabian, let Nicodemus speak. And you, Nicodemus, stick to the point, if you please.
Certainly, Monsignor. Please allow this humble gardener to put the good priest right, because he evidently knows nothing of the fact that other women before Johanka had similar experiences. Blessed Hildegard of Bingen also had similar visions. And what about St. Bridget, or Elizabeth of Schurnau, or Catherine of Siena? Like them, Johanka here only humbly spreads the message of Our Lady. She does not present herself as an intermediary of divine mercy. Please do not condemn Johanka, Bishop Yaroslav. In my judgment, her visions are genuine and her words sincere.
Yes.
Thank you, Nicodemus. Your plea is very bold. But what you say about Hildegard and the others is true.
It's also from the
And
book
rest
I read.
assured, I will consider your words very carefully.
From Matthew Yaroslav.
Fabian,
Yanov.
have you had trouble with heretics before, or had any suspicions of heresy here?
Not much, Monsignor. Now and then there have been traveling preachers and various charlatans here and there, although I did recently get reports that there were members of the Waldensian sect hiding in the province.
Waldensians?
Waldensians.
Well, there have been heretics
Yeah.
concealed here. So, it cannot be ruled out that Johanka also associated with them. Perhaps they are even behind this matter, too. Thank you, Father Fabian. That's all.
I'm glad to have been of service, Monsignor.
I thank you also, Brother Nicodemus. You too may stand down. Call Hoshek, bailiff of Sasau. Bailiff, has there been any suspicious activity here recently?
Well, there have been cumins on the rampage in the woods and on the roads, and all sorts of bands of footpads and brigands around the province. But otherwise, it's all been peaceful and quiet here, Monsignor.
How reassuring. And what of Johanka, bailiff? Has she been inciting the people here?
I couldn't tell you much about her. I hardly know her. She
Yeah.
hasn't broken any laws, and folks speak well of her, for the most part. Although it's true, things have been a bit tense here, on account of her speeches.
Continue.
Quite a lot of people have been going to her since she started with that preaching. Some are even convinced she's a holy woman. From what I heard, they bring her small gifts or ask for her advice or blessing.
Sacrilege! People coming for blessings and bringing her gifts. That has all the makings of a cult.
Oh, I don't
Makings
know,
of cult.
Monsignor. Begging your pardon, but that's overstating it a bit. But it's true. They met outside town too, and it came to a bit of a skirmish. And that went too far. There were people killed.
Huh? They were never killed.
That's deplorable. Violence in broad daylight, neighbor against neighbor. There you have it. Johanka did incite people to evil. Her heresy has taken root and clouded people's minds.
Well, that's about all I can tell you, Monsignor.
Thank you, Bailiff. That will be all. And you, Henry, you've been around Johanka more than anyone. Do people come to her for blessings?
Johanka doesn't bless anyone.
Well, they come to her, yes. But I swear she never blessed anyone. But when someone comes to her, she tries to help them, like a good Christian.
Henry, I'm sure you're aware that to lie here is a mortal sin and a crime.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying.
All right. Anything else?
Call Adela, the Bath Witch.
Yes, Monsignor. I'd like you to listen to Adela. She amended her life and doesn't live in sin anymore, all because of Johanka. Her testimony will show that Johanka is an exemplary Christian, not the leader of some cult.
All right. Call this Adela. Adela, until recently you were living in the nearby town of Ledechko, is that so?
Yes.
And how did you make a living there?
I served at the baths,
Oh.
laundering and repairing clothes and preparing the baths.
Is
Yes.
that all?
No. Sometimes I went with the fellas and pleasured them for money. But I don't do it anymore. I swear. I changed my ways on account of Johanka and Henry here, and now I lead a decent life.
Yes.
You're saying you simply gave up your profession?
Yes. Henry convinced me, and Johanka took me in.
Very well. Thank you. And since you left Ledechko, have you sinned with anyone?
No, monsieur, I haven't.
Good. May God give you the will to maintain your newfound virtue, Adela. And now, please answer one more question. You're living with Johanka now, yes? Tell me what she says to the people who come to her.
Well, they come with all sorts of problems. Some want just advice. Some want her maybe to bless them or talk to Our Lady for them.
Bless-
They believe she's a holy woman.
So, Johanka accepts gifts from these people and then gives them her blessing?
No, it's not like that. Johanka doesn't bless anyone.
Yes.
And she doesn't want any gifts from anyone either. Folk just bring them. The things they bring, she gives them out to the sick and wounded. She doesn't keep anything. I swear.
You swear?
Yes, I swear to it all, Monsignor. I'd never lie to you.
All right.
Yes.
You may go. Now I wish to question Katra, the swordsmith's wife.
Ah,
Bring
yes,
her
that
here.
bitch. You gonna lie here, Katra?
Katra, you are a respected townswoman who has a good overview of what goes
Respected,
on
huh?
in Sasau. As you told me earlier, will you tell me now what you know of Johanka and her deeds?
No or think.
I'll tell you everything, Monsignor. Johanka has been putting ideas into people's heads and causing chaos. What right has she to preach to us? A simple girl like that. As if we were bad people here, and she herself is a sinner, and an adulterer, a loose woman she is, who goes with anyone, and even fornicated with the custodian, Sir Sebastian.
Yep. She's not telling you everything.
Forgive me, Monsignor, but Katra isn't telling the whole truth.
What do you mean, Henry?
She's the one who set a band of thugs on Johanka several times to cause trouble for her and threaten her. She wanted to drive Johanka out of town.
She was the one
not
that's
the deed
causing
of
the
a good
chaos.
Christian, plotting intrigues like that. She admitted it all to me.
Is that true?
I only did what was necessary to stop her from bringing us to harm.
Monsignor, you can see yourself that Catra holds a grudge against Johanka.
Yes.
I must agree with Henry. In view of your apparent antagonism towards Johanka, whatever the reasons for it, I cannot allow you to influence these proceedings. You should have reported your concerns to Father Fabian instead of acting willfully as you did.
But she's bringing us nothing but trouble.
I will be the judge of her transgressions, not you. Nevertheless, I have also heard rumors of Johanka's immorality that cannot be ignored. Bring here the Sasau custodian, Sir Sebastian von Berg.
He's not wearing his hat anymore.
My apologies for raising the matter, but doubts have been cast on your virtue. I have been told you have shared your bed with Johanka. Is it true?
Monsignor, with respect, this is surely some mistake. Johanka is not a bad girl, and by no means a heretic.
Noted. Now please answer my question.
Doesn't want to lie.
Did you share your bed with Johanka or not?
Yes, but she's not.
Silence! So, Johanka not only incites rebellion against the nobles, but also seduces them into sin and immorality.
She was not the one that was seduced. Custodian took advantage of her.
That's not true. Johanka never seduced anyone. It's the other way round. He wouldn't leave her alone from the moment she came to Sasau. He simply took advantage of her misfortune and his own status to get her into bed.
How dare you!
How dare you!
Silence! Henry?
Johanka regrets it. What was she to do when she was constantly pursued by a nobleman who has great influence in the area?
What I did out of love for her. Johanka is no heretic, only a confused, unhappy young girl. There's no call for jumping to the conclusion of heresy. Monsignor, you must be able to see that.
I advise caution, sir. Would you cast doubt on the authority of the Church in this trial?
I will no longer tolerate this humiliation. Get out of my way.
Oh, Henry's back.
Henry?
Yes?
You proved yourself a good servant of the Church when you told me of your disturbing findings concerning the situation hereabouts.
Yes.
You've been very keen to appear here in Johanka's defense.
Yes.
You said a lot about her, but please, tell me why you've been helping her all this time.
Because of her deeds.
Because I don't know anyone like her. She endured what would destroy most people and never gave up. She never wasted time feeling sorry for herself. Instead, she helped others, even at the cost of her own suffering. And she helped to redeem me, too. It's a pity everyone isn't like her.
Yes.
It seems you speak sincerely, and you hold her in high regard. Your sincerity before God carries great weight. Thank you. That will be all, Henry.
It's not just because... Present a clever argument. Sure, why not?
Monsignor, please permit me to say one more thing.
I have
heard some
this
wise words
speech.
at a sermon in Scallis, and I think I should share them here. It's our Christian duty to fight against sin. But we must love the sinner. So I beg you, Monsignor, be lenient to Johanka.
You're right, Henry. Those are wise words. Nothing remains but to question Johanka herself. Johanka of Skalitz, you've heard the accusations brought against you, and we have also heard several testimonies.
Trial is over,
I
Johanka.
questioned you earlier. Johanka, do you wish to revise the answers you gave earlier, or do you stand by what you said?
I stand by everything I told you.
So be it. I
Yes.
expressly forbade you to continue preaching, and you promised not to do so. You defied my instruction and broke your promise. Why?
Forgive me, Monsignor. But I could do nothing else. Our Lady asked me to do it, and I couldn't refuse her.
Stop nodding.
She did visit me. But now I admit that I might have been wrong about some things.
Yes.
I don't understand these learned matters, and I was too hasty in speaking to the people. I regret that I didn't go first to Father Fabian and tell him about everything. I want to apologize here, before the Blessed Virgin. If I misunderstood something and said untruths or brought shame on the church, I didn't intend to do anything like that. I ask Our Lady's forgiveness, and I will accept any punishment that you impose on me.
I'm pleased that you've seen the error of your ways and confessed to your mistakes. These proceedings are closed. You may leave.
That's it?
Johanka will now hear my verdict.
No, only Johanka can hear.
Johanka, are you aware you're facing very grave accusations?
Yes, Monseigneur. I am.
You stand accused of preaching from ignorance and leading the people away from the protective embrace of Holy Mother Church. If you do not recant, you will suffer grave consequences. Pride and ignorance clouded her reason. Child, it would distress me greatly to have to pronounce a verdict of condemnation. Speak then. Do you recant your sermons and swear never again to preach to the people? And are you prepared to repent?
Oh, the executioner's there. Shit.
As God is my witness, I did all this with good intentions. And I will never preach to the people again. I recant everything I preached and want to be accepted back amongst good Christians again. I will do whatever you command to make amends for my sins.
Behold, Johanka's soul too have we brought back from the dark labyrinth of the evil one and into the divine light of our Lord Jesus Christ. But the remnants of Satan's evil influence linger in her yet and must be cast out in the name of Almighty God. Take her.
Whip. Lashes.
We must all be ever vigilant of Lucifer's evil designs and avoid being caught in his snares. Only Holy Mother Church can safeguard all Christian folks from the onslaught of the devil. Only Holy Mother Church cares for their souls so they may find salvation in the kingdom of heaven. Behold, Lucifer has been defeated. Johanka has been freed from his malign influence. Now she will take refuge in the sanctuary of the convent, where she will be guided on the righteous path back to our Lord Jesus Christ.
God be praised.
She got punished anyway? That's bullshit.
Matthias soon recovered from his illness, but when he went to look for Johanka, he found only an empty room. Although she'd been cleared of the charge of heresy, she had to leave with the Inquisitor to enter a convent and do penance for her sins. And all that Matthias had left of her was a bitter-sweet memory. God alone knows if either of us will ever see her again.
Maybe we should have just fled with her. No, it's better that way. At least she's still alive. Ah. Medieval crises. Hello, Adela. How you doing?
Oh.
Don't care. This is her room. And here's Matthias. Let's talk.
How you doing, Matthias?
Yeah, how you doing?
All right, I suppose. Depends how you look at it.
I suppose.
I'm well. Still alive, as you can see. Which can't be taken for granted after everything that happened to me. I'm still grieving for Johanka. I keep asking myself if it's just that I'm still here. Well, well, you know.
It was the will of the Blessed Virgin.
What happened was the will of Our Lady. Johanka said as much herself. Don't trouble yourself over it. Just be glad you came back from death's door.
I am. I don't mean to sound ungrateful. I really appreciate what Johanka did for me. Only, I just regret that she's not here with us. I'd like to see her again.
Me too.
Yeah, so would I. So, what are you going to do now, Matthias?
Go to Privoslavitz.
I wish I knew. For now, I'll work in the monastery grounds. Maybe even on the construction, until they throw me out.
What? They don't want to let you stay here?
Well, it seems the abbot isn't happy about so many lay people right outside the monastery walls. Brother Nicodemus is trying to put in a word for me and Adela. But the abbot can be very obstinate. He wasn't happy about Johanka being here at all. And then, with all that happened after...
I understand.
Hmm.
So what will you do if you have to leave?
I really don't know. I'll stay until harvest, at least. There'll be plenty of work. And then...
Privoslavitz.
Maybe I can find a job somewhere around
Privoslavitz.
More likely I'll go away to other
You can live in my town.
Save some money. After all that's happened here, probably be better off leaving this province far behind me, if I don't end up a vagrant.
Village of Privoslavitz. Also Redzik's service. Actually, how about that?
You ought to at least get a place for the winter, though. I can't promise anything, but if the right moment comes up, I'll put in a word for you with Sir Radzik. He might need someone in the stables or something.
I'd really appreciate that, Henry. Thanks. For everything.
See you later.
God damn it. Maybe I should have chosen Privoslavitz. Oh, well, whatever. Well, that's her long-ass quest line done. Now all that's left is Ratai. I like how we just skipped out entirely on Ulrich's thing, Meding. I'm not going back there just for a little judgment. Maybe later. Alright, guess we go to Ratai. Nothing to do.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you learned medieval crises. Okay. Is that thing gonna go away? I don't think so. Maybe if I go to bed or something. Actually, I think I gotta talk to this guy and then say I won't do it. Yeah, let's do that. Hey, you bastard.
God save you, good knight. What can I do for you?
Absolutely nothing.
What was it you wanted from me?
Yeah.
There's a farmer who lives in the craftsman's yard. He made a killing supplying vegetables to the monastery. I worked for him for a while, but then he threw me out without even paying me for my labour. I'd like you to steal the groschen he owes me. And also a pouch containing an amulet he got from the herbalman. He's as superstitious as an old crone, so when he realises he's lost it, he'll have a fit.
Sounds easy enough.
Yeah, sounds easy.
It ain't quite that easy, otherwise I'd handle it myself. That fucker don't trust no one, and he's always looking over his shoulder. If you manage to nick his pouch and his coin, you can keep the groschen as a reward. Goodbye.
Oh, whatever. I'm not doing it. Check the quest log. And yeah, it shows up. Get rid of it. I won't do Band of Bastards yet. I'll go to Ratai first. Unless this brings me straight to them. In which case, might as well, you know. This should take me out to Lerechko. Is that you, Adela?
Please, help me! Now!
I want your money, bastard! This won't take long. I'll slaughter you! I'm going to enjoy. Bugger! Here! Got weakened. Had enough. Christ. Ha! Nothing. Kurva! Ah! Ah! Oh dear, did that hurt?
Head quicker. I've been killing so many people. Cheap wine? Nice. Damn it. Got water. I don't want water. Now drink it. The wine for celebration. Yeah, I don't need any of it. Good thing I had a 1v1 for a little bit with that dude. So it made my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
It's always the same wayfarer that comes out here. Yep. Right out on the third mission. Who wanted it? Fletcher? There he is. Fletching.
I've got that potion for you. A few drops in the stone's drink and he'll sleep like a baby.
I hope not. Babies have a tendency to shit themselves and wake up screaming.
Hey, Kuno.
Can we set out?
Sure. We'll head towards Sasau today. Jakey heard at the tavern in Ledechko that someone there saw some unfamiliar horseman.
You think they could be Hagen?
I just came from Sasa.
Maybe, maybe not. It's enough that they're not local. Could be the escort of some merchant caravan, of course.
God damn it. Going all the way back. Are we going to get ambushed in the river? No? How was this?
Jakey, go and scout ahead. Don't want us running into any surprises. See if there's a good spot for us to camp.
Right, Chief. What's the matter with Jakey? No back talk.
I gave him a swig of schnapps at supper. Perhaps it made a man of him overnight.
Or that boar piss of yours took away his will to live.
I have a feeling Jakey would probably die. Ambush.
Brother, where are you? All right, Henry. I'm coming, brother. Second. That's the horse.
We're on the riverbank.
They're both sides.
We have to get
There's
back
quite a
to
few
the
of them.
bank, quick, before they cut us off.
Pick a direction and we'll charge. This direction! Charge! The hell was that? Something hit me.
Yippa!
Alright, let's go. Why's there so few of us?
Had enough of life, have you?
Fletcher! Let's go. Are they probably still down there fighting? See if I can go grab them. Oh, fuck this. Let's grab the money. Alright, let's grab the money and run. I should have ran with them. I'm lost. Stefan Fletching. Almost there, Stefan. What do you mean you can't whistle when you're carrying someone? Oh well. This shouldn't take too long. Hopefully they're not moving. No, they're not moving. Getting tired.
I'm in no mood for talk. You're dead.
You beast!
Not too happy with that. How that ended. So I think I'll go back. Damn it. God damn it. You are kidding, right? Oh. Anyway.
I'm ready, Mon. Yeah, yeah. Cool. See you later.
All right.
Which part you put in the no, I yeah, I
So
Fabian.
At least it's going a lot quicker this time.
But well,
Yeah.
What and
Yeah.
What? Monk?
Henry, you. Johanka.
I
Man. Bloody hell. Ah, now I can actually tell him to go to proof slabs. Dude!
How you do?
Actually kind of worked out.
What? Yeah. So, what?
Maybe.
I might have something for you.
Yeah.
Sir Divish appointed me bailiff of Pribyslavitz. When you finish here with the harvest, you could go there.
Yeah.
Lots of work for a clever fella like you.
Jesus, Henry. You've really come up in the world. That would be great. Thanks. I'll go there, right after harvest. It's good to know I'll have a place for the winter. I won't forget you for this, Henry. And for everything you've done. God be with you.
Yeah, technically I could have gotten Johanka and Matthias to Pribyslavitz. I can lay low there. Can't be that Jakey organized the ambush, can it? It's possible. Yeah, well. No wells. It's always the same guy. Milan, fucking Milan wayfaring over here. Because I'm beat him so bad at Ratai. He has to leave for Sassau, yeah. Alright, let's save it. The Chevy Snaps. Alright, where's Flitting? Oh, there he is. Standing in the fire. Oh. Now what do you want to play for?
Care to try your hand at...
Nah, if it's just money, I can't be bothered. You know, let's do this. It's just that, well, crossing when they're fording rivers is the perfect time to ambush. That's just it. Alright, let's just run for it. Charge! Kill them all! Okay, whatever, he's running away. Wait, we're missing one dude. Flashing. Oh shit, that's him down there. No, that's not good. It's always fucking Fletching. Always dies because he's wearing no armor. And he's, well, an archer. Come on, let's stick together. Everything seems to be fine. Armor's kit. No damage because they're not targeting me.
To the woods! We'll lose them there!
Okay. Don't really have to, but whatever. What about Fletching? He's back there. Oh, maybe he'll start coming now. You can talk to the rest. Stone, you want to talk?
It's like that time, 5 winters back. Only that time, it was us lying in wait.
Aye. I can't blame them Zulls. It's a good trick. Just look at how I'm fucked up.
They picked a nice spot. They figured we'd be half drowned and lose our weapons from the current.
Only Jakey's been washed away.
Where is that little shit anyway?
If he ain't dead, you'll soon wish he was. Look at Kuno's face.
Aye.
Mm.
I've seen that look before.
At that ford by Yilova.
5 or 6 winters back.
Where we were lying in wait for that treacherous sister of his and her cronies.
Ah, did he kill his sister? Fletcher? Fletching? You coming? Oh, well, whatever. Kuno, let's talk.
What now? I don't know. They could be lying in wait for us anywhere. Someone must have snitched on us. We should split up and get the fuck out of here.
So every man for himself?
Just so.
Nah, we should stick as a
I
group.
think it was one of the band who betrayed us.
Look around for yourself. Who's missing? Jakey. That's who. I sent him on ahead, and he knows which way we're going. That little fucking Judas. When I get my hands on him, he'll rue the day he was born.
It's not necessarily him. I'll find him.
I'll try and track him down. He can't be too far away.
No, it's too risky. He could have Hagen's people all around him. All we need to do is get out of here in one piece.
So they all just running away, huh? Isn't he gonna run into a enemy encampment right here?
The answer to my prayers, just when I wanted to fence free on something. Well, I...
Oh, they dispersed right quick. Okay. I want all the good shit. Hey, Fletching. There he is. Nothing was damaged. Very good. So no one died. Really good. Just gotta find out where the fuck I am. It's a horse. Angler. What you doing? Jan Behrman. Yeah, I think I'll try to look for young Jakey. Oh, that was your horse. Oh. Bandit. You don't. Thinks he can just sneak by. I won't notice. I'm probably here.
To me?
I'm pretty sure you can't find Jakey, because there would be like optional objective, say find Jakey or something like that.
Good friend. Look what
Need some more dried meat. Thumper. The first time I've seen such a weapon. Very nice. Oh, then bandits was just loitering. Guy's ass kicked.
Well, pig turns up willingly for the slaughter.
Can't stuff my shit.
Where is that dog? Oh, he's run off. I hope he comes back.
Sell all this shit if I really wanted to. Maybe I should go on foot, see what I can see. Interesting sight, huh? There you are.
Yeah. Mart! He's run off again. Oh dear. Yeah.
Little tiny watchtower. Always pass by this, but never really seen what's inside. Nothing. Fantastic. I'm not sure I can find Jakey.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we came this way. Went down here. And forded the river. And then we got shot.
Yeah.
Hey, these guys know something. They're right next to it. Hello, woodcutters. Charcoal burners. Know anything about it? Nope. Okay. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And what happens if we went this way? Nothing?
Yeah.
Damn it, Matt, what the hell are you doing? Well, won't be able to find Jakey here, I don't think. just been chasing me all this way. Oh my god, you're still here, Fletching? Jeez.
Laid of the bones.
There's Dangler.
Yeah.
Here's Jan Berman. Here's this stone.
Yeah.
And here's Kuno. My god.
Yeah.
Traveling too slowly. Does that mean Jakey's here? Lucifer. Who uses a horse? Lucifer. Yeah, they're close enough. I can have some wine, I guess. Some heat wine. How's my thing looking? Looking great. How many arrows do I have? 120. Very nice. Peter Bierman. His horse is still here. Right out on the 4th mission.
Tell me something about you.
What do you want to know?
How did you and Jan end up with Kuno?
Me and my brother been riding with coinmen since we was little. This was just another mercenary band for us. But Kuno seemed like a decent kind of fellow who'd treat us fair.
Your brother was saying you rode before with some Kalini fella.
He did he? Did he tell you why we finished with him?
Yeah, he said you missed Bohemia.
Ha ha! Miss Bohemia! That's good. Ha ha ha! But it ain't far from the truth. Jan missed any place where he wouldn't have a band of furious Italians looking to skin him alive.
Ah. He did something to anger them.
Oh, aye. While Collini was away, he broke into the trunk where the coin was kept. Took it all and wagered it with a fellow who claimed his bear knew how to dance. And lost it all.
What, the bear really did dance?
Aye. The costliest Chardash we ever watched. We had to get the fuck out of there before Collini came back, and had the two of us dancing on the end of a rope.
What do you think about this business with Hagen Zul?
Well, I'm worried Kuno is underestimating Hagen. I was at the siege of Lansenbach with the both of them, so I know a thing or two about it. Hagen's got all these noble airs and graces. These knights that talk of honor and glory. Kuno reckons they're like lost lambs on the battlefield. And he's usually right. But that Hagen ain't no lamb. He's a cold-blooded killer, by all accounts.
Okay. You want to talk, Stone? Hey, Fletching, you finally arrived. Want to talk? No. What about you, Dangler? Well, where is Dangler? Oh, there he is. Jan, what are you calling for me, huh?
Can you tell me something about yourself, Jan?
Why not? I haven't been to confession for a...
What do you think about this business with Hagen Zul?
That's a very tricky matter, I can tell you. Them Zuls are well known among us mercenaries. Hagen and his two brothers fought in the Margraviate Wars. That's quite a feather to have in your cap. But on the other hand, they've got their weaknesses.
Like what?
Weakness.
They still like to think of themselves as high and mighty lords. Kuno got over that, thank Christ. And he treats us all like equals.
You think Hagen's men have no great love for him?
Well, I'd say they're running before his whip more than following his flag, if you understand me.
Ah.
I see what you're getting at. Let me guess. It's about that ring?
Yeah. You gave it to Fletch, right?
Yeah.
That's a shame. I had my eye on it. Any idea where he put it? He definitely ain't got it on him.
Maybe he'll play for it.
Not a clue.
Look here. If you could get it back from him and bring it to me, I'll give you something for your trouble.
Sounds fair enough.
Yeah, sure not. I'll play him for it. Yeah. Stefan, Fletching. Let's play for it.
I want that ring. I believe you still have it?
Ha! First he brings me the ring, then he wants it back.
Well, those are the rules of the game, right?
Yeah.
True enough. Only I did the sensible thing and hid it carefully. It's not so much about the free booze. I'm just a competitive bastard by nature. But just to make things interesting, here's a wee clue for you. Find the dead standing among the living and turn your eyes heavenward.
It's in a nest. It's on a dead tree. Where is it? This one? That's not really dead. Dangler!
I'm looking for that ring. Stefan has it hidden away somewhere. Know anything about it?
Christ. You haven't had enough. No, I don't know anything.
Enough of what?
Chasing around after that trinket. It's just as well you took it from me, though. Don't need any extra temptation to get drunk.
Thanks anyway.
Yeah. Interesting sight. What's the interesting sight? Here. This is interesting. Really? Yeah. Let me see. No, I won't show any dead trees here or nests. Is there a nest up there? He's an archer, so he makes sense that you have to shoot it down.
I want that.
Ha! First,
well, those.
True enough. Only I did this, but just to make things interesting. Here's a wee clue for you. Find the dead standing among the living and turn your eyes heavenward.
Dead standing among the living. I know it's a dead tree with a nest in it, but where is this place? Here? It's dead? I don't know. Ah, it must be. Come back. No. Stop rolling. Come back. Neil, grab the bloody cobweb. Get out of here. I'll flaunt it in front of Fletching, saying, I have got it. Yes, you suck. Okay, I can't do that.
I've got the ring.
Yes.
Kuno won't know what hit him. I'll drink the alehouse dry, just to get my money's worth. Here, have a drink yourself, on me.
Thanks. Enjoy.
So what drink is this? 120 groschen. Oh, buy yourself a drink. You son of a bitch. Well, let's talk, I guess.
I see everyone made it back in one piece.
Except for Jakey.
Someone up there must like us. Somehow we always manage to get out of these sticky situations.
Oh, someone up there, or someone down there.
Shit. Right. Well, the main thing is we made it.
So we'll go patrolling again?
We will, but not you.
What? Why not?
You think I'm the
Find
snitch?
out where Jakey is. I want you to grab him.
Oh.
Beat everything he knows about Hagen out of him.
Why me?
Well, that sounds like a good plan. But why me?
For one thing, you're reliable. And for another, you're not likely to wring his neck on sight. Which can't be said for the rest of us.
Where is he hiding?
Yeah, where's he hiding?
He isn't, the little shit. He's drinking away his 30 pieces of silver in some alehouse, bold as brass. Be in on the meadow, or something like that.
In the glade.
In the glade?
Yeah, that's the one.
What are you going to be doing in the meanwhile?
We'll go on patrol as normal. It could be a trick, you see, to lure us into a trap.
But what if they're waiting to spring a trap on me?
Yeah.
It could well be, Henry, so you should be very careful. But one thing's for sure, Jakey won't be there forever. And someone's got to go and check it out.
I'll get going then.
Yeah, I suppose.
Go. And when you find him, deal with him however you see fit. Just make sure you find out what he knows first.
Right, Chief.
30 pieces.
Yeah.
Made of the bone.
Hold the phone. There's a dead person here. Gonna show up, or you want me to look first? Hey, now show up.
What are you doing
Murderer, you say?
What on earth are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you doing here, nearby a corpse? Nearby a murder?
I'm in the service of Sir
I'm
Radzig.
travelling the province in the service of Sir Radzig Kabila.
Yes.
Radzig? Heavens, begging your pardon. I didn't mean anything. All right, I suppose you're not the guilty one after all.
I'm glad you saw sense.
Yeah. What were you doing here?
And what exactly were you doing here, anyway?
What are you getting at?
Admit it, it would be easier.
It'll be easier for you if you confess.
You can't go flinging around accusations against honest folk. I'm going to the town to report.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. Let's talk to the people here. Especially this woman here to get her thingamading to disappear. Old wood.
My humble greetings. How may I help you?
You waiting for someone?
Not anymore, young man. I was waiting for you. You look like a clever sort of fellow, and chivalrous too. You wouldn't leave a damsel in distress, would you?
Why? Do you know of one somewhere?
Now, handsome, don't be mean. I've got a job to offer. There's an old grandad sitting in the alehouse there.
Grandad?
Yesterday he made use of my services, and he said he'd pay me in the morning. Only now he pretends he doesn't know me. I want you to take the groschen he owes me from his purse and bring them to me.
I won't steal.
I'm not gonna steal.
Taking back what rightfully belongs to me ain't stealing. But if that's how you see it. God bless.
Let's ask him about thingamading.
Good day to you.
I need an innkeeper for Pribyslavitz. Really?
How's trade? Any trouble around these parts?
Around here? Those two idiots bother me the most. Don't you know them? I reckon you do. And apart from that, the ones who've got it worst are them at the Neuhof stud farm. Getting things up and running again without old Smill would be a job and a half. His widow Zora is a fine woman, tough as he come. Well, she's a woman still.
Wouldn't you like a change? We're rebuilding Pribyslavitz, and I could use you in the new tavern.
Yeah.
Are you mad? I got the best in the province, and no one to tell me what to do. Why on earth would I change that?
Isn't there any way you could be persuaded?
Yeah.
Not a chance. Find someone else. Farewell.
Can I sleep here?
Yeah,
Certainly. For how long?
for a few nights.
How about if...
No problem.
Oh, sure, why not?
Here you are.
You'll like it here.
Where do I go?
On the upper floor of the inn. Your chamber is...
I'm looking for a young fella by the name of Jakey.
What
Yeah.
about him?
I heard he was seen here.
Yes.
Maybe, but he ain't here now.
And can you tell me where he might be?
No, I can't. He's a guest. And if I went mouthing off to anyone who came by about who was here and what they were doing, it wouldn't do my reputation much good.
I'm the royal hitman. You're protecting a traitor.
Look here. This Jakey basically betrayed Sir Radzig and sold his people to the enemy. If you're worried about your reputation with the riffraff you have here as guests, suit yourself.
Yes.
If I were in your shoes, I'd be more worried about my reputation with my liege lord. So better tell me quick where I can find that treacherous bastard.
All right, all right. Since it's Sir Radzig's affairs we're talking about, naturally my guest privacy has to take second place.
Yeah, naturally.
After all, I wouldn't dream of giving offence to his lordship.
Don't worry about it. All you have to do is tell me where to find Jakey.
Well, I was going to throw him out on his ear at first. He strolls in here like some lord, ordering people around. He's nothing but a snot-nosed brat. But then, he showed me the way of his person. Well, business is business. He stayed here a couple of days. Yesterday evening he was boozing here. And then went off to the woods with some wench.
To the woods? That's a very broad term in these parts.
Someone said they saw them heading south across the meadow. There's pine woods there and cliffs, and that's where they went. The girl's father was here with her, a merchant. As soon as he noticed she was gone, he went off to look for her. You might meet him.
All right. Thanks.
Good luck to you.
Fucking Matthew and Fritz. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This must be him.
What am I to do with that girl? God be with you.
What's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Marie, my daughter's run away. That's what's going on. Some people at the inn said they saw her running this way with some fellow. And not far from here I found a scarf.
I see. Well, why don't you follow her then?
I would, of course. Only they said the fellow was armed. And I've got a horse and wagon here. I might get robbed while my back was turned.
She's your daughter, isn't she?
Well, she's your daughter. Are you just going to stand here and do nothing?
The thing is, it's not the first time she's done it. And she always came back. But I've got to carry on to Sternberg, and she's nowhere to be found.
Ah. Well. We have something in common. I'm looking for that fellow who ran off with your daughter.
Yeah.
You know him?
A little.
I think I know him.
Is he dangerous?
Nah.
Ah, he's as gentle as a lamb. You've no cause to worry about your daughter.
That's a relief. But still, I wish he'd come back.
I can have a look for your Maria, if you want.
You do that?
Of course.
It's my duty.
Helping my neighbour in his hour of need is my Christian duty.
My duty.
Thank you kindly.
You said you found her scarf here somewhere.
Yes. Right past the shrubbery there. Hanging on a tree.
I'll have a look that way then.
Take care.
point here? Which way did he point? You're tell me it's inside. It is inside. The fuck is he pointing at?
Maria!
Ah, here it is.
Looks like Hansel and Gretel went this way.
Pointed in the opposite direction. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't see any other tracks.
Let's see what you can sniff out here. Seek.
Yeah. I wonder if you can really sniff them out. Interesting sight. So interesting. Just a destroyed totem. God damn it.
Sneaky little bitch.
What's going on here?
Please, Henry.
What are you doing here?
I'm glad you're here, Henry. I thought I'd be stuck here till Judgment Day.
What the fuck are you doing here?
I picked up this wench at the inn, see? And we wanted to go somewhere quiet. Only the bitch whacked me on the head with a rock and fucked off with all my coin.
Did she now? And which way did she go?
I haven't a clue, but I reckon as far away from her father as she can get. She won't be going back in a hurry. I've met some mad wenches in my time, but that one was a piece of work. She could have just asked me for coin, instead of trying to smash my skull right away, and then to leave me like this.
That's poetic justice.
I say that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Listen, Henry, that thing with Hagen, I didn't want to, really, but they kept threatening me, and then they offered me coin. Jesus, Henry, I've never seen a pile of coin like that in my life. Kuno wouldn't give me as much as half a groschen for a cheap wench.
Yeah, my heart bleeds. Enough. Tell me where I can find Hagen.
Hagen?
Yes.
Or Zul? Yeah, I'll tell you, Henry. We're still mates, right?
I understand you.
I don't know if I'd go as far as mates, but let's just say I understand.
I knew you and me would understand each other. So you'll let me go if I tell you?
Let you go? That rock must have really scrambled your brains.
Henry, I'm really sorry. I swear. Those fellas scared the wits out of me.
I can believe that. But why didn't you tell us about it? You didn't have to betray us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was confused. Please, let me go.
No.
First, tell me where Hagen is, and then we'll see.
You'll go back
Won't
to
say anything
Kuno.
as long as I'm tied up. I know how that goes. I'll be left here for the crows.
I understand. Kuno's a swine. Really? Yeah. Okay, whatever.
I know what you mean, Jakey. Kuno's no less of a bastard than that Hagen. They're all birds of a feather.
Yeah, right? But why ride with them then?
Because Kuno's on my side. I didn't pick him, and maybe Sir Radzig wouldn't have either if he had a choice. But one thing I know, if you don't tell me where Hagen is, more innocent people will suffer.
Yes.
I suppose you're right. Hagen's planning to raid some village. Samapesh, I think. He's gonna go there in person, along with what's left of his band. So, are you gonna untie me now?
I'll untie you and take you to jail. Yes.
I'll untie you, alright? And take you where you belong.
What? What are you saying? Where?
To jail.
But you can't. We had an agreement.
We didn't agree on anything. My conscience is clear.
Little Jakey.
I'm honored.
The fuck? Why do I have this? What? Weird.
Bread, fresh bread, bread.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here, so I guess I'll start doing the quests here. At least accepting them. Maybe I should leave them for tomorrow. There's Sir Hanush. That's Radzig. Yeah, we'll leave it to tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed. And peace.